Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's video we are going to make a v-neck shawl collar. You understand? V-neck shawl collar. So without wasting my time, let's get it done. So this fabric is the actual the back and the front of a shirt. You understand? So it is folded into two. It's two different types. You understand? The back and the front. So it's folded into two. So the folded part is 90. That means the whole length is what? The whole weight length is 18 inches. You understand? 18 inches. When you open it, you understand? It's going to be what? 18 inches. So we are folded into two. This is the front part. And when you come here, this is the back part. You understand? And also there's also the 9 inches. So when you check the real length is going to be what? 18 inches. So to mark it, we are going to do a back 14. A back 14 own, you understand? We are going to cut a back 14 neck, you understand? So to cut a back 14 neck, you have to measure here. You have to measure this part 2.5 inches. This neck part, the width to be what? 2.5 inches when you fold it into two, you understand? The width to be 2.5 inches when you fold it into two, and the down part to be what? 2.5 also. That is the real neck round neck measurement, you understand? But when you are going to do a v-neck measurement, we have to add 3.5 and quarter to the 2.5 inches, right? You have to add 3.5 and quarter to the 2.5 inches, right, to make it like this. And this part too, you have to add a half inch, you understand? I have to add a half inch and draw it like this. So on the upper part like this, we have to draw a straight line to make it come to the half inches part, you understand? To make it come to the half inch part, you understand? So this exactly how it's going to be look. So we are going to draw this part too, because we are going to cut this part too, you understand? So when you come to the back right here, we are going to also mark here 2.5 inches, because it's the same neck, you understand? This is the back, you understand? We are going to mark 2.5 inches, you understand? So the length is going to be 1.5. The first length is 2.5, but this one is going to be 1.5. So when you draw this one too, this is exactly how it's going to be looking, or this is exactly how it's going to be drawing. You understand? This is actually how it's going to be drawing. So this is different than this. So let's first cut, and this part too, we are going to draw this part too. You understand? So let's first cut the front part. You understand? The first one, that is the v-neck. So let me cut this part. So we are going to cut this part. We are going to cut it according to the line that we have marked. According to the line that we have marked, to get the right the right shape, you understand, the right measurements. So the sewing is going to be coming out good. So we are going to cut the back part, you understand? So after that, we open it for you to see exactly how we have cut it. So guys, have you seen how I am cutting it? So guys, we have done cutting the front and the back, you understand? So this is the back. After cutting the back, this is how the back is looking. So the front too, we have cut the same way we cut a v-neck, but this one we are going to make a v-neck shawl, you understand? Shawl collar, the one that's going to be like a collar, v-neck, you understand? So look, this is actually how it's going to be looking. So we are going to stitch from this part to this part, you understand? So watch it so that you're able to see exactly how I am stitching it. Watch it carefully so that you're able to see exactly how I'm stitching it, please. guys, we are done stitching this part, you understand? We are done stitching this part, so we are going to stitch the other part, you understand? So guys, we are going to stitch this part too, you understand? You have to turn it like this and stitch it the way we did the first one, you understand? So as I'm stitching, you just watch it carefully so that you're able to see exactly how I am stitching it. So guys, this is actually how to stitch it, you understand? So after stitching it, you have to turn it to make the outside part, the part that's going to come outside, come onto the table like this, you understand? Onto the table like this. So we are going to iron it, you understand? So we are going to iron the shoulders, you understand? We are going to iron the shoulders like this. We are going to iron the shoulders like this, you understand? The shoulders, we are going to iron it to make it smooth. And also the v-neck, we are going to put it on the iron table and iron it to make it smooth. Let's go and iron it and come and show you the next part. So guys, after ironing it this way, we are going to measure the neck, you understand? We are going to measure the neck, or we are going to measure how to do it. So this is how to measure a v-neck, actual v-neck, you understand? We're going to measure it all through this one. But this one, we are going to make a shawl, you understand? That one, that's going to pull down like this, you understand? So we are going to measure it from this part, you understand? We are going to measure it from this part. We are going to measure it from, we want to make the down part longer, you understand? So we are going to measure it from this part to the top part like this, you understand? So guys, have you seen? We have measured it and then it's 5.5 inches, right? And it's 5.5 inches. So when we do it like this, when we mark it straight, the way this one is like this. Oh, let me bring the pen. Let me bring the pen to show you. So guys, let me bring the pen to show you something. So when we measure it from this part, from this down part to this part, we get a 5.5 inches, right? And we take it like this. And this part that we measured it from, we mark it like this, understand? And we have to measure it. We have to take straight to this part, you understand? Because this is the part that's going to make the shawl, you understand? So we are going to measure this part too. If we measure it, it's also going to be 5.5 inches, right? 5.5 inches right here, you understand? 5.5 inches. So we are going to measure it from this part to this part, understand? So let me pick this. Let me pick it like this, and let us measure it from this part, from where this take is to this, the other take, you understand? So let's measure it. So guys, we are measuring it. Always measure it carefully so that it's not gonna make any mistake, you understand? When you are doing yours, make sure you are measuring it well, so that's not gonna make you any mistake, you understand? So guys, this part 2 is 14.25 inches. 14.25 inches, right? 14.25 inches. So the first one is 5.5 and 5.5, you understand? So 5.5 is, let me write it here. Let me bring a fabric to write it. The 5.5 and 5.5 inches is going to be 11 inches. It's going to be 11 inches, right? So that's the down part. It's going to be 11 inches. You understand? So this part 2 is 14.25, right? 14.25 inches too. 14.25. 14.25, you understand? This is 14.25. You understand? 14.25. So guys, we are going to add it together. So we are going to add it together. So we are going to add the 11 inches to 14 and a half and quarter, you understand? So it's going to be 25, because 10 plus 10 is 20, and then 4 plus 1 is 5. So it's going to be 25 and half and quarter, you understand? All together, you understand? 25 and half and quarter all together, you understand? So this is how it's going to be. This is how we are going to do it. We are going to bring a stiff, you understand? A stiff. That stiff that we are going to bring, we have measured it 26 and quarter, 26 and a half inches. We have measured it 26 and a half inches. If you fold it into 2, it's 13 and quarter inches, right? So when you measure it all, it's going to be what? 26 and quarter inches, right? But this is 25 and half and quarter, right? So what we are going to do is to what? Fold it into 2. You understand? If we fold it into 2, so guys, the 14 and a half is the what? The top part, you understand? The one that we measured from is this part, and the 11 inches is from the down part. So the whole together is 25 and half and quarter, right? So we have folded into 2, 25 and half and quarter. When you want to divide into 2, 8 into 2, right? Let's say it's 26 inches. It's going to be what? It's going to be 13 inches, right? It's going to be 13 inches. But we are not going to make it that 13 inches. We are going to make it almost 13 inches. 13 inches, right? That is what we have marked here. We are going to make it almost 13 inches. That's what we have marked right here, you understand? So when we measure it, it's going to be what? Almost 13 inches, right? So that is 25 and half and quarter, right? So we have done what? This one, we have marked this part, right? So guys, when we get to this part, we measured to what? Almost 13 inches. So we have to what? Measure the v-neck to be what? This part to be what? 1.5 inches, right? 1.5 inch, right? And we will draw it like this. We will draw it straight like this. Understand? 1.5 inch. We will draw it straight like this. And when we fold it into 2, the 14 and a half and quarter inches, right? When we fold this stiff into 2, the 14 and a half and quarter inches is going to be what? Let's say like 15 inches square. It's going to be what? 7 and quarter inches. That 7 and quarter inches, we will make we will measure it straight to this part. Understand? 7 and quarter and 1 inch, right? We will make it here, understand? And we will mark it here. And we draw it straight line to this part to join this one. We would draw it straight line to what? Join this part, you understand? We draw it to make it join this part, and this part is the one that is going to what? Be the shawl, you understand? And that one too, we are going to measure 2 inches, right? We're going to measure 2 inches, and we mark it the line like this, and we mark it straight like this, you understand? You're going to mark it straight like this, you understand? You're going to be marking it straight like this. You're going to mark it straight like this. So after doing it this way, we are going to what? Cut it. We are going to cut the shape that we have what? Drawn, you understand? We're going to cut the shape that we have what? Drawn like this, you understand? The shape that we have done, we are going to cut it on where the line or the pen is being what? Marked, you understand? We are cutting it on where the pen is being what? Marked, you understand? So please watch it carefully so that you're able to see exactly how we are doing it, right? So please watch it carefully so that you're able to see exactly how we are doing it, right? So guys, after cutting it, this is exactly how this is folded into 2, right? So we are going to open it. we are going to open it, right? It's folded into two. It was folded into two. So when we open it, it's going to be longer like this. You understand? It's going to be longer like this, right? So it's going to be longer like this, right? So guys, the stiff right here, you understand? The stiff right here, we are going to bring this fabric. This fabric that you see here is going to be what? Put it here. It's going to be putting it here. Let me show you. When you see this fabric, we are going to put this stiff on this part, through this part, onto this part, onto this part. You understand? And we will leave some space for here, and we will cut this part. So when we put it on, we are going to iron it. Why? We are going to iron it through this part. You understand? And we're going to also leave some space for what? The sewing allowance. So we cut the excess part. So we are going to what? Iron it and come to show you the next part. So guys, after ironing it, you understand, this is exactly how it's looking, right? This is exactly how it's looking. So guys, you see this white fabric right here, it's the same measurement as this black one, you understand? So this is the one that's gonna what? Come outside. So what we are gonna do now is to what? The place that the stiff is put into is the one that's gonna go inside. You understand? So you see this white fabric right here, we are going to put this one on it like this. On it like this. You understand? On it like this. You understand? You see? It's the same measurement, right? So we are going to stitch it from this part. Stitch it from this line to this line, onto this line, onto the straight line, onto this line, onto this line. You understand? So we are going to stitch it. You understand? So without wasting my time, let's quickly do it fast. It's taking more time. Let's quickly do this one fast, very quick. So we are going to what? Stitch it. We are going to stitch this part. Understand? We are going to stitch this part. We are going to put it on the mouthful, not upper. We are going to put it on the mouth. So guys, we are stitching it from this part, right, to the part that we showed you. Understand? So we are stitching it just like I told you, right? Just like I told you, we are stitching this like I told you. So please watch it carefully so that you're able to see exactly how I am what? Stitching it. So it's being put in the on the mouth, right? So we are stitching it just the way I told you we are going to we are going to stitch it. So it's on the mouth, right? So we are stitching it on the other part. You understand? We are stitching on the other part. We are stitching on the other part. So guys, hope you are watching it carefully. Just please watch it carefully so that you're able to see exactly how we are stitching it. You understand? Please watch it carefully so that you're able to see exactly how we are stitching it. So we are stitching it to the end part. We are stitching it to the end part. We are stitching it to the end part. So guys, we are done stitching it. You understand? So guys, we have done stitching this part. So we are going to stitch it twice. You understand? Can you see how we have stitched it? We are going to stitch it twice. So that is gonna make the video too long, so I'm not gonna show this one. So guys, I have done stitching it twice. So we are going to cut it from this part, the excess part. You understand? So just watch the way I'm cutting it. You will see exactly how I'm cutting it. Just watch it carefully. You will see exactly how I am cutting it. We want to do quick so that we get to the finish line. So guys, please watch it carefully so that you get to see exactly how I am cutting it. Get to see exactly how I'm cutting it. So guys, please watch it carefully, that you're gonna be seeing exactly how I'm cutting this part. You understand? So guys, after cutting it like this, you understand, cutting like that, you are going to turn it. You understand? You are going to turn it. You are going to do turn up. You are going to turn it. You are going to turn it, and we are going to turn this part too. You understand? You are going to turn it and turn it carefully. Turn it beautiful. That's the way we want it, right? We're going to turn it and turn it beautiful, just the way we want it. So guys, we are going to turn it and iron it. So guys, I forgot to show you something. After you are cutting it, you have to cut this part too. This side, you understand? To make the turning simple, you understand? You have to cut this part to make the turning to be so simple. This part, right? I'm not going to make the A cut where the thread is being stitched, right? But this corner, you have to cut it like, you know, slantly, right? It's not going to cut it the part that is being stitched down, right? So after you do it, then you turn it, right? So guys, we are now going to turn it to make it the way we want it, right? I'm now going to turn it to make it the way we want it to be, right? So we are turning it. We want it to be the way we want it to be, right? So guys, have you seen it? We are going to make sure we turn it and make the white goes the back, right? So we are going to iron it. So you see this part, you will just insert the scissors inside this part to make it remove get the shape, right? And this part, you have to get the shape right? So we are going to iron it, and to make the black only stay on the front and the white also go to the back, right? So we are going to iron it. So guys, after ironing it, this is actually how it's looking, right? So we are going to stitch on top. We are going to stitch on top of this one. We are going to stitch on top of this one, right? We're going to stitch it on top of this one to this part, you understand, to the other part, you understand. So let's quickly do it right now. So we are stitching on the top. We are stitching it on the top part. We are stitching a quarter inches, right? A quarter inch, right? We are stitching it a quarter inch. That is a quarter inches that we are stitching it. You understand? The quarter inches that we are stitching it. We are stitching it according to the We are stitching it according to the shape given. You understand? The shape given. That's how we are stitching it, right? You understand? We are stitching it according to the shape given. So guys, we are stitching it to the down part. We are stitching it to the down part. So guys, you see we have done stitching it, right? We have done stitching on the top. You will iron it, right? But before we iron, let me show you what something we have to what cut the excess part. Guys, have you seen the down part? We have to what make sure what we have what make it straight. We have to make sure we have make it straight and nice, understand? That's where we are going to what use it to start the what stitching, right? So we have to make it what nice. You have to make the down part looks nice, right? You have to make the down part looks nice. So we are what stitching it. So guys, have you seen? We have shaped the down part, right? We have done shaping the down part. So I'm going to iron it. After ironing, we come and sew the next part, right? So guys, after ironing it, we are going to bring the cloth, right? The shirt itself, you understand? So to start it, we also have to what? Start it from where we mark the what? We just have to what? Put this fabric that we have stitched so far to the point that we mark the 5.5 inches, right? So we are going to what? Put a office pin onto it, right? Office pin onto it, so that we are not going to make any mistake when stitching it, right? So it's on where we what marked the 5.5 inches. So we are going to what stitch it from this part to this part onto round, you understand? We are going to stitch it round. We are going to stitch it round onto the other part of this part, understand? So let's quickly do it. So please watch it here so that you're able to watch, see the way we are what doing. So guys, we are what? We are stitching it. We are stitching it a 1/4 inch, right? That is a 1/4 inch that we are going to what stitch it. We are stitching it a quarter inch, 1/4 inch, right? It has become a little bit difficult for me, so I don't even know what to say. So we are stitching it, right? We are stitching it to all around, right? We are stitching it all around. You have to stitch the first place. This first place, you have to stitch it to make it tackle. So we are stitching it all around, right guys? We are stitching it all around. So we are stitching it, right? We are stitching, we are continuing. We are stitching it all around. Please watch it carefully so that you're able to watch see exactly how to do it, you understand? Watch it carefully so that you're able to see exactly how to do it. So we are stitching it all around. We are stitching it all around. We are stitching it all around. So whilst you are watching it, you see exactly how to do it, to stitch it. It's being stitched on the 1/4 inch, right? It's being stitched on a 1/4 inch. It's being stitched on a 1/4 inch. It's being stitched on a 1/4 inch. place that I stay. It's a lot of kids right here. They're making so much noise. Let's not mind them. Let's do what we are doing. So we are sewing it to make it come to the dot. The other down part. The other down part. That's where we are what? Stitching it to make it go. The camera 2 is not that quality. Otherwise, it will have make it clear. But we will still stitch it. We will stitch it until we finish. Until we get to the finish line. You understand? So we get to the finish line. So we are arranging it well. We are arranging it well so that we get to see what we are stitching or how we are doing it. So we are arranging it well. You understand? So we are coming to the other down part. We are coming straight to the other down part. You understand? We are coming straight to the other down part. Coming straight to the other down part. You understand? So guys, we have landed where we want to go stitch it to, right? We have just landed where we want to go stitch it to, right? So we are going to remove the thread and cut the excess thread, right? And cut the excess thread from it. We are going to also remove the office pin. So we are going to show it what we have done so far. So guys, this is this is it, right? So we are going to insert it inside. We are going to insert this part inside, right? But before we insert it, we have to cut this part. Before we insert it, we have to cut this part. Before we insert it, we have to cut this part. You understand? This part. You have to cut in this part. You know, this part. We are not gonna make it cut where the thread is, right? But we are going to cut this part. We're going to make sure we cut this part, right? And also we are going to cut this part too. We are going to cut this part, just like we did this recent one. Just like we did the recent one. So we are going to insert it inside, right? We are going to insert inside. We are going to insert this one too inside, right? So if we insert inside, we are going to make sure this part that we cutted is gonna make it cool. It's gonna be making it cool, right? So guys, we are inserting it inside, right? So have you seen how we have done so far? We are going to iron it. So guys, after ironing, this is actually how it's going to be looking. So we are going to turn the material like this, upper like this. We are going to turn the material upper like this. So we are going to stitch this part. We are going to stitch this part. So let's put it on let's cut this excess part from it so that it's not gonna make the stitching anyhow. So you are going to stitch it, right? You are going to stitch it. So watch it and you will see exactly where I am stitching it, right? Please watch it and you will see exactly where I am stitching it. See exactly how I am stitching it, or where I am stitching it, right? So we stitch it on this part, right? We stitch it on that part. We stitch it on that part. This part here, we are going to cut it because we have done stitching it. We have done stitching it, so we are going to cut it. We are going to cut it because it's too long. You understand? So After stitching this part, you can see this is exactly how it's looking, right? This is exactly how it's looking. I'm going to iron it once again. So guys, we have done ironing it once again, so we are going to what open it. So we are going to stitch on top. We are going to stitch on top like this. Let me show you. We are going to stitch on top like this. On top this part, we are going to stitch it like this. On top like this. I'm going to be stitching it on top just like I am stitching it. We are going to stitch it all through just like we did the collar stitch, right? The shawl collar stitch, right? So we are going to make sure we are assuring it properly so that it gets the way we want it to be, right? We are stitching it all around once again. We are stitching it all around once again. We are stitching it all around once again. Just like we did the first side. You understand? So we are stitching it on top of the collar. On top of the collar. You understand? On top of the collar like this, and we have to stitch this part. You understand? So we are going to remove the thread. We are going to cut the thread from it. We are going to cut the thread from it. We are going to cut the thread from it or remove the thread from it. So guys, have you seen? We have stitched onto the top, on the top of it, right? Have you seen? We have stitched on the top. So we are going to fold it like this. We are going to fold it to make this part that is looking like a collar, to make it fold like a collar, right? After making it fold like a collar, we will then iron it, right? So guys, just like this, guys, just like this. We are going to make it just like this, right? And we are going to make it just like this, right? We are going to make it just like this, right? And iron it. So we are going to do iron it and come and show you how it's looking afterwards ironing it, right? We are going to iron it and come and show you how it's looking. So guys, after ironing it, this is exactly how to stitch a shawl collar, right? A shawl collar, right? This is actually how to stitch a shawl collar after ironing it. This is actually how to stitch a shawl collar. So if you like this video, kindly hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notification, share this video to your loved ones. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.